As I prepare this pasticho, using instant pasta sheets, the way many of us do today, I want to tell you a story. Because this dish wasn't born only from a recipe, it was born from a journey, from nostalgia, and from adaptation. At the end of the 19th century and the beginning of the 20th, Venezuela began receiving something that would change its identity forever: European immigrants. Among them, thousands of Italians fleeing hunger, war, and an uncertain future. They arrived with little luggage, but with recipes engraved in their memory. They brought lasagna, a humble dish from southern Italy, created to bring families together around the table. But Venezuela was not Italy. The cheeses were different, the flavors bolder, and the cooking much more expressive. And that's exactly where the magic happened. The recipe began to change. It adapted to local ingredients, to Venezuelan taste, and to a way of cooking that is generous and full of character. Little by little, lasagna stopped being lasagna, and became pasticho. So why is it called pasticho? The name comes from the Italian word, pasticcio, which means a mix, a medley, or a dish made from many things. In Italy, pasticcio isn't a fixed recipe, but an idea. Using what you have, layering ingredients, combining flavors. When the word arrived in Venezuela, the language made it its own. Pasticcio became pasticho, and the dish changed too. More layers, more sauce, more cheese, more Venezuela. A juicier, richer, more intense dish. A dish measured not in small portions, but in layers of history. And here's something very important: there is no single way to make Venezuelan pasticho. Every household prepares it differently, because every family adds its own touch. Some use more cheese, others more sauce, others change the meats, and in my home, for example, my mom added ripe plantain and sliced hard-boiled eggs. And believe me, it was absolutely sensational. Pasticho became the food of Sundays, celebrations, and reunions. The dish that appears when family gathers, and when someone wants to show love. And today, while I prepare this pasticho, I'm not just following a recipe. I'm recreating a story that crossed oceans, changed in every kitchen, and decided to stay forever on the Venezuelan table. And since we're in the Christmas season, this time we're serving it with something very special: pan de jamon, because in Venezuela, during December, food doesn't just feed you, it celebrates.